I had been told about it from another parent, but I also did some internet research. I found it was local, highly recommended, and seemed to fit in with what we were looking for and what we needed. Excelr8 Learning is totally different from school. There are very small classes of up to sort of 5 students, so every student gets a much more personalised, tailored education tutoring, which is for their needs alone. Plus they sort of seem to work together quite nicely in a group as well. There's also one-to-one tutoring, which is very, very individualised and very tailored to meet those individuals' needs, educational needs. I think the teachers that we have seen at Excelr8 Learning do really understand my daughter's needs. She has some special educational needs, and we've talked about that a lot, and they seem to really understand what that means for her and how to support her learning with those needs. And they've been working with her for quite a long time, so they've really got to know each other, which has been really fantastic, so they really support her. The free assessment at Excelr8 Learning was really useful. It actually tied in very nicely with what we understood was with some of the gaps that she had from school, so it sort of tied in with what we knew from her school. So that was really useful, and it expanded it a bit, so we really knew some of the key areas where she was struggling. All the teachers at Excelr8 Learning are very enthusiastic that we've met, and as I said, they're from lots of different backgrounds, very highly qualified, which is really nice, and they bring a lot of personal experience into it as well, which has been really really unique in my daughter's experience and learning here. I think the lessons and teaching at Excelr8 Learning does follow the school requirements and national curriculum, in the sense that they follow, so when my daughter's concerned, they've been following the phonics quite closely and doing a lot more work with her in that than she's getting at school, so they've been really supporting that, helping her in the maths that they've been doing. Excelr8 Learning does use its own for my daughter tailored programme online, but it seems to really link very well with what's going on at school. She does enjoy the lessons at Excelr8 Learning. She's 7, so getting her here sometimes can be interesting, but when she's here she really does enjoy it, and I think she feels a lot more confident, which really helps too. Being 7, she doesn't really necessarily think about the benefits of it, but I see in school how she has benefited from Excelr8 Learning. She is more confident. Those gaps are getting filled in her knowledge and understanding, and although she's still behind, she may always be a bit behind, it's keeping her afloat, and it's keeping her going with her contemporaries. I think my daughter does feel more confident since attending Excelr8 Learning. She certainly feels more confident in her maths and her counting and her ability to do things on her own, and she definitely feels more confident writing. She's always scribbling little things down, and I can see her using some of the practices which she's been doing at Excelr8 Learning at home as well. After each lesson at Excelr8 Learning, the teacher will feed back to what they've been doing during the session, which is really helpful, and I think it's really nice that it's done with the child as well, because they can have an input into that feedback and tell you what they enjoyed, and I think that helps to give them a lot of confidence. The feedback's really useful because we can then go back and support work at home. We can also go back to the school and say this is what they're doing in their tutoring. We can say to the tutoring this is what they're doing at school, and try and find the right balance as well. I think my experience at Excelr8 Learning is I feel a lot more informed than I do at school. I think because your child has much more personalised support, you know, they've got a sort of 1-to-1 or a 1-to-5 ratio, and you get that feedback after every session, you feel really well informed about what's going on and what the next step is, how far they've come, and how well it's working each time as well, what might need to be adjusted. And you don't get that feedback at school necessarily. Teachers don't have the time to give you that feedback, so it's really nice being able to have those conversations. I think Excelr8 Learning has helped my daughter a great deal. As I say, I think she's always going to struggle a little bit, but without it I don't think she would possibly be in the year that she's in school. I don't think she may have maintained that. So that really helps to keep her going, to keep her confident, to keep her feeling like she's not so far behind, and to keep her with her friends. I'd be very happy to recommend Excelr8 Learning, and have done so actually with friends and other families, and also very recently my stepson started coming here too because he was having some difficulties, so we thought we'd bring him along to help him out a bit. I think our experience with Excelr8 Learning has been a really positive one. For us, it's a long-term thing. It's about taking time to fill those gaps and to keep going, keep pushing. It can be really useful as well. I've seen with my stepson as a sort of more short-term experience to help sort of accelerate those goals towards achieving some particular grades or filling some bits of understanding in school. So it's been a really broad but useful and positive experience.